Dynamic CRM teams. In CRM, there's two types of teams starting with CRM 2015. There's the owner teams, or the traditional types of teams, which allow a team to jointly own or share records. There's a new kind of team called access teams. Access teams are used to share records with a group of individuals. It requires a team template, it must be enabled by entity, and you must add the team template to the entity form. Team basics. CRM teams are used to facilitate collaboration. They simplify the ownership and record sharing from multi-user access. Owner teams can own records. Access teams can only share records. Teams are associated with a single business unit. They must have an administrator associated with them, and teams can have a default queue. Users in any business unit can be part of a team, even if that team is in a different business unit from the individual. Teams can be renamed, moved to a different business unit, and deleted. Security implications. Team member users are granted all team privileges. This includes the team security roles, team ownership of records, and other CRM objects like reports and views. This is in addition to the user's existing privileges. And user privileges are not automatically shared with a team. Assigning or sharing a record with a team implicitly does so for all members of the team. So therefore, if the team owns the record, any user of the team has those user privileges. Creating and deleting a team in CRM. Teams are accessed in the Settings and Security menu. We click on the Teams icon, and here's a list of teams that are already set up, and you'll notice that there's 3 teams. They correspond with the 3 business units that were already created in CRM to begin with. Every business unit has a team by default. But to create a new team, we simply click on the New button, and this will bring up the form that will let us define the team. You can choose the business unit that it's going to be a part of, but in this case, we're going to leave it as part of the root business unit. We'll set up an administrator, which is required, and we'll set it up as an owner team. Okay, so at this point we want to go ahead and save the team. So at this point there's no users on the team. This search actually works for the users in the list. If we want to add a new team member, we come over here and click the plus sign and type the name. And we'll also add Richard. And we'll add Diane. So at this point, we now have a team, and any records that are owned by this team would have full access as if Diane, Stephen, or Richard owned the records themselves. And that's all there is to it. Access teams and templates. Access team overview. Access teams and templates define the access rights to be shared with a single entity. It simplifies the sharing to ensure consistent access sharing. Each access template is associated with a single entity. They involve the following steps to create. First, you need to enable entity collaboration access teams and publish the entity. Next, you create the access template. And finally, you modify the form to add the associated team member subgrid and publish the form. This will now allow you to share individual records with the team members. So basically what you can do is if you want to share the record you open the record, and on the form, you add a team member to the subgrid on the record you want to share. Let's take a closer look at it. First, we enable the entity for access in the Teams and Publish. In this particular case, we're in the Opportunity entity, in the Summary page, and down under Communication and Collaboration, we've enabled Access Teams. That's step one. Next, we go and create an opportunity template, in this case, the Opportunity Sales Team template, and the specific access rights that we want to be shared. So we want to allow this record to be appended or to have records appended to it, and also providing read and write. We're not providing delete access, nor are we allowing people the ability to assign or share. This would be a typical template. Next, we go into the opportunity form, and we add a grid somewhere to the form for associated team members. The way that you do this is you select all record types, the entity users, and you must use the default view of associated record team members. And then finally, you select the team template. Once you've made those changes, you save and publish the form. Now that we've done that, we're showing here an opportunity where we've added the associated team members grid. And this has been shared with Diane Friesa.